Hello, 大家好, and Utaha fan. Today we're going to take a look at the Miyoo Mini Plus, a budget retro gaming handheld. First off, this is not an in-depth review, so you won't find any spec or benchmark here. I encourage you to check out the many excellent reviews already out. Instead, I will share with you my impressions and experience using the Miyoo Mini Plus, coming from a casual gamer who enjoy playing classic JRPG and Bishoujo Game. So chill and relax, grab a cup of tea or coffee. Hope you like my video.
Utaha senpai.
The Miyoo Mini Plus is small but mighty. Despite its small size, it felt great in my hand. The device is well built and has good weight distribution. The plastic feels a bit more like a toy than a premium product. You can hear some squeaky sounds if you press hard on it. The buttons are good, not the greatest. Screen quality is okay, but audio quality is poor during gameplay. In terms of what you can play, you got 8-bit and 16-bit covers, and some game from the 32-bit era, 64-bit or 3D era. Less demanding PS1 game usually runs well. I think what sold this to most people is its price. You're getting incredible values for $70. Let's first talk about the feel and comfort of using this device. As I get older, how the handheld feel in my hand become more and more important. Overall, the Miyoo Mini Plus is comfortable to hold. I usually game in these positions. I find that my hand will get tired in long gameplay sessions, since there's little or no support for my palm. Some might find this device too small. I find it perfect for quick gaming session around the house or on the go. Since getting it, I often pick this up more than my Steam Deck for retro gaming. The smaller form factor is great. I can just throw this into any bag, take it with me, and not worry about it. The face buttons are okay. They are glossy and sleepy. They make a shallow clicky sound when pressed, and are quieter than your Xbox controller or the 8-bit controller. So here's what the stock buttons sound like. As a comparison, here's how the 8-bit SN30 Pro controller sounds like. You can tell it's much clearer on the 8-bit compared to the Miyoo Mini Plus. I have no problem using it in 2D fighting game or platformer. Fair warning though, I suck at those genres. While the D-pad is accurate and responsive, I find it too mushy to my taste. I prefer buttons that have more travel and tactile feedback when pressed. The shoulder button at the back are probably the worst of the bunch. At least they are placed in a way that are easily accessible. Pressing them is what gives me this toy feel that I talked about earlier. It supports Wi-Fi, which come in handy for game safe sync, backup, and retro achievement. You'll be able to scrape box art via Wi-Fi soon once the scraper for Onion OS came out of beta. It's not powerful enough for game streaming, and the screen aspect ratio doesn't really lend itself to it anyway. You need to look elsewhere if you want to stream game over Wi-Fi. The Retroid Pocket 3 Plus or Flip are good options. One other thing about the Wi-Fi is you can use it to play local multiplayer or split screen game. though I haven't tried it out myself. Comment below if you have. The 3.5-inch IPS display is okay. The 640 by 480p resolution is perfect for its size. The bezel is small, which gives it a more premium look. The screen can get fairly dim, so it's perfect for quick gaming session before bed. Right now the screen is at its brightest level, level 10. I'll show you what it looks like when I dim the brightness to its lowest level. If I turn off my key light and the other light, you can see that it gets pretty dark. Turning up the brightness again, it looks bright here. At its maximum brightness, it is not good enough for bright sunlight gameplay, but playing outdoor on cloudy days is no problem. If you only have the Miyoo Mini Plus, the screen probably looks good enough to you. If you own other Retroid handheld devices, like a Retroid Pocket 3 Flip or 3 Plus, you may find the display quality subpar. To be honest, unless you look at them side by side, the differences are not as dramatic as it looks. It was only after looking at the richer and more saturated screen of the Flip that I find the screen lacking going back to the Miyoo Mini Plus. Compared to the Steam Deck screen, it stands up pretty good. I don't have an objective way to measure its color. To my eyes, the color looks a bit off and washed out. A bit more saturation would be nice. There is light bleed on my unit, but unless it is the dark scene, it doesn't bother me and the bleeds are uniform on my unit, without noticeable hotspot. Overall, I would say I'm satisfied with the screen quality given its price, but it could be brighter and more color accurate. One advantage the Miyoo Mini Plus has over the Steam Deck is that the 4:3 aspect ratio works great for retro game. The 16:10 aspect ratio screen means you're losing some of the screen estate to black bar on the side. Audio is no doubt its weakest link. Unfortunately, that seems to be the case in many retro gaming handhelds or gaming handhelds in general. The Steam Deck being a nice exception that has solid speakers. I've heard review of the upcoming ROG Ally having great speakers as well, but those are at another price point altogether. Back to the audio quality of the Miyoo Mini Plus. In some systems like PS1, Nintendo, and Game Boy games, they sound okay. In others, they sound tiny at best, and distorted and muffled at worst, especially at higher volume. GBA audio is particularly bad to my ears. I don't know if it's the speaker that's the problem, the drivers, or the DAC, not sure if they actually have any of those. Maybe it's just cheaper components are used. The distortion is still there with headphone, which is unfortunate. The battery is removable, so you can replace it without having to take it apart. This means you can also get spare to take it with you. On average, I've been getting around 4 to 5 hours of battery life, playing mostly a mix of GBA, Super Nintendo, and some PC Engine CD game, so less than a 7 hours claim by the manufacturer. It charges in okay speed. I don't think it has quick charge or anything fancy like that, so don't expect to top it up quickly in the outlet if you're short on time. As mentioned, price is a big selling point for the Miyoo Mini Plus. It comes in various storage options. Here in North America, You can buy them for $69.99 US for the 64GB microSD card version and $89.99 for the 128GB. You can find them cheaper from the AliExpress store, or you can get them from one of the resellers. I'm not affiliated with them, but I got mine from Keep Retro, and it arrives no problem. The stock OS it comes with is okay. On stock, it runs most games, but struggle on some systems like PS1 games. I also experienced some annoying bugs, such as my favorite game bookmark not being saved, or needing to reapply my themes again. I got the 128GB version, and it comes preloaded with thousands of games. I was pleasantly surprised to find some classic Chinese PC game there, including the Jingyong game. This brings back a lot of memories. I plan to replay them after my backlog of Bishoujo games and JRPG. Yes, I know, one day. I strongly recommend you install Onion OS on this. It brings many quality of life features and improves the user experience a lot. With over-the-air update and better emulation support and more apps, in my opinion, Onion OS is the way to go. There are lots of great guides out there for installing and setting up Onion OS. It took me about an hour to get it all working, and many more to customize it. The hardest part for me is how to format the SD card in FAT32 format for my 256GB card. The rest of the step wasn't too bad even for a newbie like me. I've read online stories of the microSD card that come with it becoming corrupt. It hasn't happened to me, but it's a no-name brand card after all, so I would suggest you swap it out with a card from a reputable brand and make a backup. With Onion OS, you have more way to customize it to your liking. There are a lot of great themes to choose from, and you can find even more online. As you can see, I'm using the Ergnomic theme. There is also a scraper feature being worked on right now, which will make scraping box art much easier in the future. Right now, unfortunately, you still have to scrape them on a PC and then transfer them to the card. I haven't done that myself, so I'll wait for the scraper program to come out. Before we show off some gameplay footage, one feature I want to show real quick is the Quick Resume feature. To use it, press the menu button at the center. Press, don't hold like it did. You can switch between games from different platforms easily, and quickly jump back to where you left off. Every gaming device should have Quick Resume. Since I've gotten this a few weeks ago, I'm putting in lots of time and having tons of fun playing classic JRPG and Bishoujo Game on the Miyoo Mini Plus. Here's some gameplay footage of me playing some classic Bishoujo game, as well as FF4, my favorite Final Fantasy game. Next up is the original Tokimeki Memoria from PCECD. Yes, this bad boy can play it no problem. So dating sim and gal game fan rejoice. Pretty much the entire catalog of Bishoujo Game from PCECD is at your disposal.
Watashi no tanjoubi to ketseki gata wa oboeteru? Kore de ii? Minasan hajimemashite. Namae wa Fujisaki Shiori desu. 趣味は音楽鑑賞でクラシックとかをよく聞きます。皆さんこれからよろしくお願いします。
かわいい。藤崎しおりちゃんか。このクラスでよかったぜ。
Next, we have some Game Boy Color gameplay.
皆さんはじめまして。名前は藤崎しおりです。
Again from Tokimeki Memoria. Next is a cult classic from the 8-bit era, Metal Slander Glory, from the Famicom or NES. Moving on to Mega CD or Sega CD. A favorite of mine was the 3x3i series.
いつか必ず君を人間にしてあげるよ。必ず。
I've been playing a lot of FF4, my favorite Final Fantasy game, on the Miyoo Mini Plus and having a blast. The 4x3 aspect ratio screen is great for playing Game Boy Advance games. The game runs pretty smooth for the most part, but here you'll notice that during those pseudo 3D scenes where your airship is flying, the game does struggle to run and stutter here. It drops from a solid 60 FPS to around 50 FPS or even 40 FPS sometimes. Or in the opening scene where it dips below 60 or 50 FPS and very rarely for some reason. When that happens, the audio obviously is super distorted as well. If you enable expert mode, you can also try to emulate game from PCFX, and also PC98 or PC88 games. Emphasis on the try. There are tons of great Bishoujo Game and hidden gems on this system. For PCFX and PC98, needless to say, reliving your childhood memories of playing the Doukyuusei series, granddaddy of modern dating scene games, are a must. Unfortunately, as you can see, the Miyoo Mini Plus really struggle with PCFX, so it's a no-go. hopefully it's just for now. As a saving grace, the Super Famicom version of Doukyuusei 2 does run. No surprise there. The bad news is, you lose the voice acting, and in many ways, it's the least polished version of the classic. Getting a system to run PC98 or PCECD game were also a challenge. There's been games that I couldn't get it to run, or have it run properly, like the Kimagure Orange Roll game, which I really want to play, or the button mapping does not work, like the Touhou Bullet Hell shooting game. Maybe I'll do another video one day if I figure the quirks out and share with you my setup, but for now, it's also a no-go. I think that's about covered it all. I went on a tangent a bit here and there, but hope you find my experience using the device helpful. Overall, I'm very happy with my purchase. If you enjoy retro gaming, I highly recommend you check out the Miyoo Mini Plus. With stock situations improving, there's no better time to get into the action. Some may find it too small, but to me, the small form factor is its greatest strength. I find that I pick it up for my retro gaming session more than my Steam Deck. For $70 or less, if you're looking to emulate game up to the 4th gen consoles and some 5th gen germs from PlayStation 1, you're in for a treat. From a Bishoujo Game fan, the only things missing are being able to play PC88, 98, PCFX, Saturn, and Dreamcast games. Sakura Wars anyone? It would have been a perfect retro gaming handheld for me if this can play those systems. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I really appreciate it.